Hey guys, so today I am here with a video about homeschool misconceptions, and let's just dive right into it. So school is starting again, and everyone is talking about their kids starting school. A lot of people I know right now have kids my age, my son's age, kids my age, Jesus. No, kids my son's age, and they are starting preschool. And so there's all that preschool talk. What preschool did you pick? What preschool did you pick? Blah, 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 blah. And then there's people, with older kids and talking about first day of school and all this stuff. So school is in every conversation everywhere because I'm around a lot of moms. So the first misconception is, so like I said, a lot of the kids are starting preschool, and my son is actually doing a lot of kindergarten work, even though he's the same age as he would technically be going into preschool. He's doing majority of his work is kindergarten level, and that's just because that's where he is naturally. And the fact that I have to even disclaim that, like put a disclaimer on that he's just naturally a learner, and this, that, and the other thing. People think that homeschool parents push their kids. At least that's what I've come into contact with. That's what I've been getting back at me. I do not push my child. I have never pushed him. And I don't think that most homeschool parents push their kid more than a healthy, any child, even public school children, need a little push to continue to grow. Because no kid, it's the very rare child that is constantly gung-ho about learning all the time and is wanting and fearless about tackling every new challenge. Most kids need some sort of nudge. And so I don't think homeschool parents push or nudge their children any more than public school or, children's parents. Because I'm constantly having to explain, oh, he's going to preschool? No, we homeschool. And he's actually doing, this. And I say what he's doing. Oh, I'm like, yeah. And then I have to explain it that, no, he just naturally, that's just where he is. And he's always, our home has, since he was a baby, has always been, our house has always had educational toys, instead of more like electronics and stuff. Just because that's what we prefer and that we value. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, if that's how you choose, what you choose. We just have different preferences, and that's fine. Another thing leads into my next one is, I don't know if that's a misconception, but it's definitely an unpleasant encounter when, again, school is starting up right now. I'm around a lot of moms, and everything is, oh, so-and-so, Jimmy just started school. What school is yours going to? What school district are you in? And I can answer what school district we're in, not that we use it, but I could say it. And sometimes I do. It's just to avoid the question, just to avoid this reaction. Because when I say, oh no, we homeschool. Why? And they just give me this look. It's not pleasant. It's not a friendly look. It's unpleasant. And I've encountered it quite a number of times. And even if people that already know that I homeschool, like last year for preschool, and now this year's coming around, and I guess, I don't know, they thought I'd changed my mind or something, and they asked me again, and it's the same person, and I'll say, oh no, we're still homeschooling. Why? And I have to try to justify it to them, and you have to be really careful, because another misconception is homeschool parents think they're better than non-homeschool parents, and that's just not true. It's really not. You have to walk on eggshells. If you don't want to know the reason why, if you're going to get offended by my reason why, then don't even ask. It's silly. Myself, and I don't know who else I necessarily speak for, but I'm only speaking for myself, and if other homeschool parents fall into the same line of thinking, fantastic. If not, fantastic. We homeschool because that's what I feel is best for our family. I am not a huge fan of the setup of public schools. I went through public school my whole life, and I didn't really thrive. And socially, the social aspect wasn't good. It wasn't good for me or my husband. We both had bad experiences with public school, And we don't want to see our children have the same bad experiences. We want them to keep their love of learning. We don't want to get it squashed out of them. Not necessarily saying I'll homeschool his whole life, but I want to keep him home and homeschool until I feel his character, his values, and everything are set enough that he'd be strong enough to deal with any of that like adverse. I don't think at 4 or 5 years old he's ready to deal with that. I don't know what other 4 and 5-year-olds are ready to deal with, but mine just isn't ready for that kind of reaction and situation. And I want to be, I want to be solely responsible for his upbringing. I don't want to push that on to another adult or another group of adults. He's my child. I created him. He's my responsibility. And I want to be the one responsible for the values he picks up and carries into adulthood. I want to be responsible for his experiences. And I don't know. That's all I can really explain here. We're getting kind of long on this one. But a lot of people take offense to that when you say it that way. They take it as implying that they don't value those things. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am blessed enough to be able to have my job work around where I can do the homeschooling and be able to work part-time, and my husband work full-time, and and be able to swing it. We live a little simpler. We could, if I worked full-time and my husband worked full-time, we could do, God knows what financially, but we're fine with how we live. And I take my child's education, I guess, and upbringing as onto myself, and it creates a lot more work, but I think the benefits outweigh the cons, I guess, and whatever. So another is socialization. I can't even with that one. I just can't even. They think I don't know, homeschool means you lock your child in a dungeon all day. I have no idea where that comes from, that your child doesn't get socialized. They get socialized a lot more naturally, I think, in homeschool setting, because they're getting socialized the way an adult would socialize. You go out into the world and you're with people and you have to interact with them. You have to learn how to appropriately interact with people, and as opposed to sitting in a odd setting. I don't know, it's like school, like public school is the only time you're ever in that kind of a setting. Like that kind of socialization setting, it doesn't work well outside of school. Anyway, I think the socialization aspect is just a weird thing that people fixate on. My child gets socialized just fine. He's just fine. He makes friends just fine. We go to we go to places where there's kids to play. We go to the library. He makes friends at the library. We play. It's fine. He takes a class, like a gymnastics class or karate class, socializes just fine. I don't really understand where the whole socialization fear comes from in regards to homeschooling. It's really, really one of the weirdest things I've ever heard of. But nonetheless, absolutely everyone talks about it when you say you homeschool. Oh, well, what are you doing for socialization? He talks to other human beings. I don't understand your question. I don't get it. I don't know. So those are kind of the big ones that we have run into so far. I don't lock my kid in a dungeon. He gets socialized. I don't think I'm better than parents who send their kids to public school or private school, whatever other schooling option there is. I don't think I'm better than other parents. I don't push my child to do things that they're not ready for. And I guess the why one wasn't really a misconception, but like, if you're not prepared to deal with my reasons, and if you can't listen to them without being offended by them, then don't ask. That's all I can say to that one. But that is my video for today, my little ranting session, because as school is starting, we're getting a lot of it. If I have any more videos along these lines, I will put them up appropriately. Let me know if you homeschool, what misconceptions or like comments that you've gotten, because I'm interested. You know, we homeschool parents kind of have to band together a little bit. Subscribe for more videos along the lines of homeschool mom kind of stuff, makeup stuff. You know, I'm kind of whatever falls into the realm of mom and my mom life. That's what you'll get a video on. If you're interested in anything like that, go ahead and hit subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.